Alright you guys, it's time to get started and I'm here to let you know, honey. If I start ranting, please forgive me. Not sure exactly what's going to come out and how it's going to come out, but we're going to get started like this. My name is Torrence, and I would love if you hit the subscribe button. If you already have, I would like to say thank you. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. But today, honey, we're talking about Miss patrickstar. Now, I don't want none of y'all to be trying to get all this. Don't be calling her Miss blah, blah, blah. Honey, there's no disrespect to it. It's just in my own private setting. Anybody can be called Mr. or Mrs. It's no disrespect. I don't find any term or either term disrespectful. I understand that patrickstar is a man. It's just when I'm trying to speak to somebody and I'm talking to my friends, we use our lingo. And right now, I'm inviting y'all into my space, which is why you can see this huge zit. Because, honey, I know y'all be trying to tell me, oh, your skin is beautiful, blah, blah, blah. It is, it's nice, but I be trying to tell y'all, the acne is real, and I am praying this is just a pimple that I just didn't get on fast enough and it is not a cyst, because if that's the case, but we're going to try to avoid all of that. I wanted to come to y'all. This is going to be an unedited video. Y'all already know how those go. That's 30 minutes, no jump cuts, no nothing. It's just letting the camera go. And my main concern whenever I'm doing these is just watching my words, because I be trying my hardest like Torrence. Just remember, you cannot curse, because cursing can possibly get your video flagged and removed. So we're going to try to talk a little slow. And basically what we're talking about today is patrickstar. I am someone who has loved and supported Patrick's channel for many, many, many years. One of the reasons that I really got into him was when I first started watching YouTube, it seemed like most of what we call beauty gurus were women who had a much fairer skin complexion than I did. And so, although it was nice to always learn new things, it was really hard to find someone who had advice on complexion products that could possibly suit yourself. Now, Patrick is a little lighter than me, but it was always nice to know that if I could find out what shade he wore, I knew I could possibly wear that shade or go looking a little bit deeper. I did not want to watch someone, let's say like growing up, I used to love watching Michelle Phan. But anytime she would say, oh, I love this foundation, or I'm gonna set my face with this powder, there's a pretty good chance that I could not use the same powder she did. And if I didn't know which one to go for, that meant I had to spend even more time either looking online, purchasing extras, or going in store instead of being able to just buy it online and know exactly what I wanted. So to have someone like Patrick, who was a person of color, someone who identified as being gay, someone who really loved spending time with their mother and things like that, it just seemed like, okay, Torrence, he may not be black, but right now you're enjoying the content and that does not matter. You can support someone who still, doesn't have every, feature you have, but you can still pick up on the tips and tricks that he has to offer. And so over the years, I've collected a bunch of MAC and patrickstar items because I just genuinely like the packaging, and I wanted to make sure that the beauty industry knew that Patrick had supporters and there were people like him who needed products that he was using. And recently I did a tutorial, I'll make sure I leave that video linked right here above, where I did a look using this quad here. This is the Glam AF quad from MAC Cosmetics, and this was a collab with patrickstar. I believe this was one of the 2 palettes that they did for their very first collab. You gotta excuse me, it has taken a minute to get this open because I have lotion on my hands. And this is what the quad looks like. 3 mattes, which are all permanent, and this 1 shimmer shade. Although this shimmer is limited edition, they do have a shade that is permanent that looks just like it. I explained everything in that video, but while doing this video, I actually had a bunch of comments come through, and I noticed a trend with it. One set of comments was all about how beautiful it is, how dramatic it was, and how they liked the fact that these were items, even though they could not get that quad, I gave them alternatives where they could still go into MAC and recreate this quad if need be. You guys, excuse me. Excuse me. So one thing I absolutely hate is hearing other people burp. I cannot stand it, and to know that I can't cut that out. But we're gonna keep moving. Where was we? Oh, talking about the quad. So the second set of comments that I got was from people who were so disappointing that I was showing and broadcasting patrickstar. And I was sitting back thinking for a moment like, well, what's the issue with Patrick? I understand some people may not support MAC because they, don't like the fact that some people feel as if MAC isn't cruelty free. MAC has put out statements saying that they are, but it depends on what you consider to be cruelty-free, on what standards and what brands you'll accept to support. For me, I'm not someone who uses all cruelty-free makeup, especially considering that the eye brushes that I have are natural hair brushes. They're products that are already paid for, and I personally feel as if I get a better blend with natural hair over synthetic items, but both items can be used. And so that never stopped me from supporting MAC. And at first, that's what I thought people were talking about. And I started responding to people in DMs first just to make sure, that I let them know, I'm not someone who's just strictly cruelty free either. And people start letting me know that that's not the reason. It wasn't because of MAC. It was truly because of patrickstar. And they didn't like the fact that recently, I want to try to figure out how I word this so my video doesn't get flagged or anything. Recently, a lot of people have not liked the fact that patrickstar has been, we'll just say, partying with Nikita Dragun, and I'm like, well, they've been friends for a while. I'm someone who I personally no longer support Nikita Dragun. I did a video about that in my first and only anti-haul. If you would like to see that video, you can check that out right here. And although I no longer supported Nikita, I could still understand that they're friends, so they may still hang out. And people started sending me clips and things like that where they were explaining it's not just them hanging out. Nikita recently had a birthday party, and I'm like, wait. Nikita and birthday party? We already know. I may not like the things that Nikita does, but the one thing I got to give her credit for is, one, the woman is gorgeous. Two, the woman knows how to show it off, baby. I'm talking about skin tight, lace, cutouts, all that. Like, the girl gonna step out on you. So when I think of someone like that throwing a birthday party, I'm thinking of, if it's over the top on a regular day, imagine how big it's gonna be when you feel as if today is my day. And the clip started coming through, and baby, yeah. Nikita had fun, baby. That cake was about this tall right here, so that was a nice little party, and it went completely over my head. Someone had to point out the fact, like, them having a party is one thing. She's like, but did anybody forget the state that the world is in? How many masks did you see in that clip? And I'm like, I didn't even think about the masks. I was so taken aback by all the makeup and all the outfits and the music and the jamming that you completely forget that, wait, there was no social distancing that I saw. I didn't see a mask. I saw, I think, one or two people holding a mask, but I didn't see anybody actually wearing one. And I'm like, you can look and see who's all wearing gloss and who's all wearing lipstick. Like, yeah, honey, you can see the contoured noses and the highlights on the cheeks, and everybody's having a good old time. And it's in that moment that you stop and you think, okay, maybe they did something where, because this is online, I'm sitting back trying to go, Torrence, you can't always judge an entire book by one page that someone else read and narrated for you. They don't know the whole story because they probably weren't there. And a lot of times we get information strictly from drama channels. And although they can be very helpful for awareness, it's unfortunate that drama channels seem to only focus on that. When it's good things going on, that's usually not spoken about. It's how dirty can the story get so I can get my views going. And although different drama channels have their, different levels of respect, where this story is so bad I refuse to put this out because I don't want to harm this person, or maybe I can wait and put this story out because right now this person isn't in the right state of mind to have this, dished out. So, I mean, you have to pick and choose. I personally no longer, care to watch any of them just because I try to keep things as positive. I try to keep things as positive as possible in my life right now. And so I tried to tell myself, okay, Torrence, maybe there's something that Patrick has posted that can shine a little more light on this, because I don't want to think that someone I loved and supported is out here being this reckless. And I mean, that's the only way. It seems reckless and it seems selfish to think that because you wanted to either have a party or go to a party is one thing. To air it out to millions, and this isn't maybe millions will see it. We know for a fact you have millions of supporters and subscribers on, I believe, on all platforms, not including just, YouTube, the one that we know of most. And I'm like, I remember before Patrick even had the very first million, which is why I support him so deeply. I'm telling you, like, you talk about supporting Patrick over the years. I got all the lipsticks right here. I got the liners. I got that sold out powder that you could not get a hold of. What else? The other products. This, I think out of all of my patrickstar items, these were the items I used on clients the absolute most, simply because they like the packaging. And at one point in time, I even had these posted up on the wall. How many people bought this collab and still got these? Like, let's be real. But I had them because I thought they were absolutely amazing and I wanted to support Patrick. Some more items I have. These here. I don't think I've ever worn any of these Dazzle glasses because they just have so much glitter in them. I never found a rhyme or a reason to wear them. I bought these two simply because they were the most neutral, and I figured maybe these will be the ones I wear. I didn't know if this one would be too light or this one too dark. But I always usually try to buy MAC products in twos, which is why I also bought these two bullet lipsticks. I personally think these are the most beautiful ones that MAC has ever put out because of the design, not necessarily for MAC. But red was my favorite color growing up. So this one is absolutely beautiful. And I think I have this design in like 3 or 4 other packaging. Anytime they put this one out, I don't care what the lipstick looks like inside. I want it for the color and the design. But where I'm gonna wear a purple sparkly lip gloss. I don't know, which is why I've never worn it. But Patrick put his name on it, and I thought to myself, you don't have a purple sparkly lip gloss. So I bought it just to make sure it helped boost the sales for his collab and to show the world that people of color get makeup, gay people like makeup, honey, full figure people like makeup, honey. I need them to know that any and every avenue that Patrick identified as had a supporter right there with it. And it sucks to know that at one point in time, Patrick was seen as the unproblematic friend. Over the years, many people have been friends with Patrick Starrr, has been on the channel. He's, let it be known, oh, we're besties for life, we do this, that. And with time, they have gravitated away from each other. And the one thing everybody always said was, it's crazy how that person is always in the drama. They're doing this. You hear about them talking bad about people. You hear them not acting right with fans. You hear about them treating, just disrespectful comments, all type of things. And it always seemed as if Patrick managed to keep himself out of it. And that was one of the things that I was really proud of him for. What I think has recently happened is the fact that Patrick has come out with his own brand. All of these items I've shown you before were collab items, and many sold out instantly. Others may have taken a little bit longer, but eventually most things did sell. And I think when Patrick looks at how problematic a lot of his circle is and how successful they have become in their business ventures, it more than likely had to sit back in his head and go, you know what, when I start my brand, my fans are going to stick behind me like that too, and things are going to take off from there. And unfortunately, things didn't do that. One Size Beauty came, the announcement of the brand had everyone excited, and then the products dropped and we all stopped and went, okay, she nice, she cute, but she wasn't this. Whenever you saw the promo pictures, you gotta excuse me, I want to get a little more comfortable. Whenever you saw the promo pictures and videos for the the Patrick Star and Matte collabs, they were over the top, honey. They were beautiful, and it made you want to go in and grab it. Like, look at these here. Look at these blush duo compacts. Those are so pretty. And so for you to open it up and then see, not only do I have one product, I have two. I get beautiful packaging. I got a beautiful promo. I got the little beautiful decorative face charts, honey, to show me two different looks. How could I go wrong? And that's why I bought both kits, because I'm like, Patrick, come through for the girls. You gave me the whole thing. It came with these beautiful bullet lipsticks, the flower packaging on that, so it wasn't just their basic packaging. It came with beautiful glosses. One was nice and neutral, one was over the top, so no matter what your flavor was, honey, you was able to go in and get it. And then these compacts, like I said, these were the ones I used the most on clients when they came out that loved Patrick Star, because purple always drove my clients crazy. But to have colors like this, I would be able to just go in and hold this just like this while doing makeup. I'm doom, doom, doom. Yeah, girl, and Patrick gonna be blah, blah, blah. Yeah, girl, and we can't wait for the next collab, and blah, blah, blah. And we would have a good time. We would be cackling like hens, honey, and just doing our thing. When this One Size Beauty launch came, every single time I stepped into Sephora, everything was available. Everything was available. Nothing had sold out, and I think that had to hurt. But I really wish, instead of Patrick switching over to what seems like the antics to get his name out there, because a lot of times it seems like that's what beauty gurus do. There's always a huge scandal right before, and then when everyone's talking about them, all of a sudden there's a new release, and whether you like them or hate them, you now know about it. And unfortunately, that didn't work for Patrick Star. And I think the main reason was those other people didn't have the high moral image that we had for Patrick. I'm not sure if he truly understood what we meant when we said we love the fact that Patrick was the unproblematic friend. He hung out with people who just seemed like they thrived on keeping their name and their brand on the drama channels. It seemed like they could put out 15 videos and the makeup would be beautiful and you would learn something and you would want to go ahead and try other brands. And then they would turn around and just, I'm just going to make up a scandal. We're going to say we're selling glass coasters that was supposed to have your name etched in them, and you was going to pay $100 and it was going to come with, you know, an autograph. But then when your order came, it was a plastic coaster and it had, you know, thank you just etched in it, and that was it. And they just kept it moving, and thanks for the money, sis. And I think Patrick thought, if I just try sprinkle a little drama in this little, you know, my brand, maybe I can get my name talked about a little more. So now it's a little more PDA, and it's like, I mean, a lot of people said they felt uncomfortable. I'm like, a man kissing a woman doesn't bother me. Okay. It doesn't ruffle my feathers, but it doesn't draw my attention either. It makes me wonder, like, okay, and what was that for? Instead of being interested, I'm now confused. But that went over my head. The whole cursing and Oh, y'all gonna stop talking about, I don't know exactly what was said, but basically what I got out of it is, that's my friend. We did what we did, and y'all gonna deal. That might not have been exactly what was said, but that's what I got from it. Saying we did have our mask while holding it like this. Maybe you were just eating literally right before that camera came on. Maybe you were having a drink. I understand you can't do those with the mask on. But as an influencer, you know we only know what you show us. We didn't see you chomping before that. At least the clip I was in didn't have it. Maybe somebody edited that out. Don't know. But what I do know is the whole night of the party, when everybody was turning up and slicing cake and popping bottles and just shooting off fireworks, honey, most people wasn't covered, honey. Everybody came to have a good time, and it was, well, we all got rapid tests right before. Okay, that's nice. But do you know how many family members and friends and coworkers I know have gotten a rapid test, and then gone and got the permanent test, and they had 2 different results going on? Do you know you could have had the rapid test taken and still had the party with your mask on? My aunt had a party and everyone came in with masks. Most people even had the face shields. My sister has one. It starts here, comes all the way down, and it starts clear at the top, but it ombres down to a color that you like. Hers is purple. My aunt's is brown. They're gorgeous. It felt weird to be at an event where we're all separated, and normally I can sit right next to my sister and right next to my mother, but to notice I had to have just 4 of us at a table that could easily fit 8 to 10 people, and to know my mother's way over there with her sister because we can't all sit together. To know that we're having the time of our lives because I'm watching my family, who many people haven't even spoken to other members of the family for years, be able to come in, see the other, and no one gets in an argument. Everyone's able to, hey, how you doing? It's nice to see you. Do you know how weird it feels to go to a birthday party and realize only 3 people can get out on the dance floor at the time because they all want to get their boogie on and dance, but we can't all be in each other's face or clothes? So we're going to let 2 of y'all get out there, and then when you go back to your table, then maybe I'll come out there and shimmy do me a little bug. Come on, go back to my table, then the next person do theirs. But it has to be done. If you're going to have an event, there are ways to do things and be distant. Restaurants are doing it now. Maybe sitting in a restaurant isn't the safest way to do things, but for some people, that's the way things have to get done. We are living in a time right now where doing what I want to do no longer just says it affects just me. Doing things that aren't considered safe, such as large, close gatherings where no one's wearing masks, and broadcasting it, it just comes off as disrespectful to those of us who can't do those type of things. If for any reason I decided right now I wanted to throw a party for 200 people and I wanted to post free alcohol and free food, I promise you I can get them to show up. I promise you I could throw the party. But I would feel terrible to do that on a Monday and then have my brother call me on a Tuesday and say, we had a ball, but now your niece feeling sick. What you mean? You mean she feeling sick after that party I threw? I would feel terrible. I would feel terrible to know that instead of inviting that many people to a small gathering, we could have invited our closest, say, 20 people, got a hall or something, did a social distance event, or got a catered event. We have Uber Eats and things like that. You can hit a restaurant up, hey, I'm doing this. I'm going to pay to have this delivered to this person's house, this delivered to this person's house, this delivered to that person's house. And we can all get on Zoom together, have a big family gathering. We can all eat the same food. We can all see each other, and we can be as comfortable as we want in our homes. You ain't got to get fully dressed. You can do just your a nice shirt like I'm doing right now. Well, this is a plain raggedy t-shirt. And look fabulous. Just do a little eye makeup and be good, baby. You ain't even got to do a full face because from a distance, honey, my skin going to look a little smoother and a little better than what it would up close anyway. So I won't need no filters or full face makeup. But all of this has basically come down to saying I don't watch YouTubers as much as I used to because I have my own channel. And to help keep my opinion open and honest, I try not to watch other things. Let's say right now, the One Size Beauty palette. Let's say this was brand new to the market and I had just picked it up. I've already done a review on this, so it's there. But if for some reason someone were to come out with this, I would not watch anyone else's review on this palette until after I've done my own. And that's because you can get caught up in wanting to be like everyone else. And unfortunately, I think that's what's going on with Patrick. I think he sees what steps and what methods have worked for others and he's trying it. And I've always hoped and prayed that I never got into that. And so I just get makeup, I put my own opinion out there, and then if for any reason I want to see how others felt about it, I will go and get it. But knowing there are people out there who have millions of subscribers like Patrick, I would never watch his video first before I watch my own because I may go in and let's just say this green shade. I may go in and absolutely love this color. I may love it. But if I watch all the top 10 big beauty gurus who all have millions of subscribers go in and say, oh, this was patchy, oh, this was terrible, oh, I didn't like it, oh, this is the worst shade in the palette, I then may feel pressured to say, you know what, Torrence, don't go out there and tell everybody you like it because then you risk hearing a bunch of people in your comment section saying, oh, you must just be lying, oh, and blah, 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 didn't like it and they do way better to make. No, honey, I'm going to put my opinion out there and I'm going to be real about mine. And my real and honest opinion is, Patrick, I don't know you, honey. But I would like to think that I love and support you because of everything that I've learned and all the good times I've had watching your videos. But sis, it's one thing to want to support your friends. It's another thing to try to make your subscribers feel as if they've done something wrong by trying to tell you, we don't support this and we really wish you would not do this and you would speak up about it. By giving the response that you gave, it made it seem as if they were wrong to even bring up what you're doing when you put it out there to the world. When you showed up to the party, when you posted it, you let the world know this is what I'm doing and I want you all to speak on it. If you did not want anyone to know, you did not have to say it. But to come back and use profanity and get sassy with people when we know most of your supporters are either young children, teens, or people who are like in their early 20s. The average Patrick Starrr fan is not in their 30s like I am. So you have a very young and very impressionable audience, and it seems like you're not putting on the best impression. So for now, I'm not saying I'm getting rid of anything. I'm not saying I'm no longer supporting Patrick, but as of right now, I don't see myself broadcasting any more of his items. And with the direction the brand is going, it don't seem like we really care about supporting that because everything is nice, but nothing's been stellar, honey. We need you to change your ways on this partying, and we also need you to change up this brand because you are big, you are bold, and you are beautiful, and we want the makeup to reflect that. In real life, we want you to play it safe, and in makeup, we want you to be big and bold. And it seems like things have flipped spaces, and we don't like that. So until the makeup brings me a little more, and the party gives me a little bit less, we're going to have to cut ties. I'm going to stay subscribed. I'm not going to probably watch as much because I haven't been. But this video is about to cut off and I don't have much more time. So I hope you all continue to practice, continue to stay blessed. And until next time,